What he says, consistency. It's being consistent and is key because today's generation, a lot of things, the expectation is that the results of what you do should be coming quick. You do a project, you should get signed, or you should, it should be a hit right off, right off the bat. And it doesn't work that way. So, but what I discover is that being consistent in my work every day, my same routine, how I start my day, how I end my day, how I prepare music, how I communicate with my clients, how I look at my business, and what strategies do I need to focus on to get myself in front of people, that the decision makers, the guys who sign checks, and that consistency is still to this day and is a practice for me. So, which ties into the business mindset of the creative guy. The creative person sometimes just don't get that part of it. So doing that, and what has always worked also for me is just you don't have to master everything. You can master one of what you do, but understand if you're going to be a producer, the producer has a lot in his plate, a lot of things that happen in production that you don't have to master, but you should be able to give people direction in. If you're working with the artist, you should have some experience to work with the vocalist. If it's harmonies, if you're limited, then you look for the source to help you. But either way, it's your responsibility. Learn to do that. If it's recording, understanding your gear, okay, what's an input, what's an output, and when do you apply compression? When do you use your plugins, when do you use outboard gear, and your editing, knowing your software, when you're editing audio and you're, punching in, punching out. I come from the school where I didn't have screen monitors. It was my ears. And we have machines that big play, punch in, record, and if you missed into punch in, there was no undo buttons. You just get a very disappointed client behind the glass that's saying, I don't know if I can recreate that moment, and that becomes a problem. So I didn't grow up listening. The speaker monitors, and my ears were my tool and my instrument while I'm recording. But I learned to do that so that as a producer, I get that, and I can educate. If I bring an engineer, I make sure they're on point with it. So mastering not everything, master the role that you're sitting in. If you're a composer, master that. If you're a producer, master that, and then learn the territory of all that comes with that job, with that responsibility. It makes you much stronger. I watched a documentary recently with Quincy Jones, one of my favorite composer and producers,
Mhm.
and it was when they released it on Netflix about "We Are the World."